How's it going, everybody? This is not going to be a great video. It's going to be an informative video, but it's not going to be a happy, jovial video like I prefer to make. The Annihilators team is a goddamn scam. From what they're trying to do with the release, it seems, to their functionality, to their character design, this team, to me, is the biggest letdown, the most polarizing any team has ever been. And it's an arena team, which means it's super important. And it's probably going to be around for a very long time in some form or fashion. Let's start with the release. And I'm going to go ahead and move myself over here for now. This comes from Reddit. This is a thread by Wrastlin, who I think is a very logical person. And what he's talking about is his willingness to buy Thanos now. I've been target buying an offer to unlock Thanos endgame since we saw his kit. He's an arena character, an OP standalone character, and the last member of his team to be released. Hold your horses on the OP standalone character for a second. Wait till you see some of the footage we got. This is exactly the scenario I would typically spend money on to unlock a new character. However, we haven't had the release event for Gladiator, the first member yet, and usually... Wait, no. And unless I'm missing it, I see no mention of any character release events on the new calendar. Hence, Boundless isn't getting my money this time. And he's not just complaining. He backs it up with some information that he has gathered here based on character release cadence. So, the release date for the characters that are mentioned here, this is going to be the date that their, spender offer appeared. The event date isn't the date he unlocked the character. This is the day the free-to-play event started. So it's like, use these characters in war and cores, and there's character shards and the milestones kind of thing. Or Blitz, and you get characters out of an orb. That is the event date that we're talking about here. So the time to event is the days that have elapsed since the character offers for money appeared and the free-to-play event started. So for Void Knight, it was 13 days. For Gwenom, 10. Red Goblin, 10. Starbrand, 6. Cosmic Ghost Rider, 14. Iron Patriot, 10. Leader was 8. Peter B. Parker was 12. Spider-Man Pav was 8. Penny was 10. Panda was 13. Dawkins was 10. North Star was 10. Hell, Sasquatch was 10. And wasn't he the monthly character? Black Panther was 13. And then Hank Pym was 25. We can talk about Hank Pym for a second if you want. We all know what it was. They were trying to sell more offers for the Captain Britain by having his release be twice as long as the average, more than twice. I think if you were to average this out, you're probably getting to around 10 days, right? They wanted you to have to buy 2 Hank Pym offers in order to get the release for Captain Britain. I'm not trying to downplay it, but it is what it is. We knew what that was. We didn't expect the same crap to happen with Gladiator, Gorr, and Thanos Endgame, because why would it? There was no precedence for that, right? Gladiator came out on the 6th. It's now the 23rd. It's going to be the 24th very soon. So we're looking at 17 or 18 days, and his event hasn't started yet. Nor is the event even on any calendar, which means at the very best, we're looking at 25 days between the release offer and the event start for free-to-play. I see big issues with that. This comes from the player's voice. I thought this was interesting, and we're going to talk about some competing information we have on this. So we're just going to read the part that's highlighted. Player Council asked about week-long free-to-play character acquisition event plans. Week-long is basically because, like, when there's a free-to-play release event for a character, it's normally a week-long. Scopely has noted they are working on new and different methods of character releases, like Ares via Battle Pass, and now Annihilators Team Orbs in Arena. We've been told countless times this is not the free-to-play release method. Have they changed their mind on this? I'm super curious, because I do have an account that spent $0 on Gladiator. I pulled 100 shards for the Gladiator. But besides that, I also pulled 120 shards after that. So I pulled 220 shards total. So I've gotten more shards than I would have actually expected from a free-to-play. But we were told these are supplementary. And I felt like I got pretty lucky on those orbs. I know people, and I'm using Gladiator because he was the first one released and he's been in the other orbs since. And we've gotten more from him in like like free claims and stuff like that, right? But I know people that haven't unlocked Gladiator yet. Because not everyone's top 10 in Arena. That account is top 10 in Arena, so I have more orbs to pull from, right? I get 10 a day. So the fact that this could be considered a new release method is terrifying to me. There's some mitigating factors to it, but not enough. Not at all. Let's continue reading. While these team orbs leave players feeling lacking, they are coming through events longer and paired with the release events that reward character shards. We'll talk about that in a second. For opening the team orbs, have been showing free-to-play character acquisition is happening more and faster than previous methods. Like I said, my one account pulled 100 shard on the first day Gladiator came out, so I had him day one spending $0. This is one person's experience on one new character. This is not indicative of something that is repeatable or something that players can expect to happen to them. It was a fluke. There's players that still don't have these characters. Players that log in every single day. Players that do their arena attacks every day, but they can't climb up further because maybe they're in an older shard and it's super competitive, whatever the case may be. Players that do their war attacks every day, that do their raid attacks every day. Players that are super engaged, that if they just had terrible RNG, they may not have even unlocked Gladiator by now, let alone Gorr. The council was shown internal data reflecting this. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter if the overall amount of shards for these characters are higher than previous characters. I think that's a good thing. I love the idea of there being more shards spread out throughout the community, but you can't leave players behind. There cannot be players, and I see them in Twitch chat. Every day they're there talking. They're not always complaining about Gladiator because they're actually pretty chill people, but they still haven't unlocked Gladiator, and I see these guys every single day when I'm streaming. It's not okay to leave players behind because there's RNG based in these orbs. So let's go take a look at these orbs, and I'll switch my camera back. Let's start by looking at the Gladiator orb because he was the first one to come, right? So if we look at the drop rates for Gladiator, it was 75% Surfer, which means 25% for 25% for Gladiator. Not the best odds. Like I said, I was super lucky and I pulled a 100 drop, a 0.03% drop apparently. That was for what, a week and a half or so? I guess we can go ahead and we can check Raslin's information. It would have been 8 days of the Gladiator before Gorr offers were released, and then when the offers came, they immediately switched the orb. And this orb got a lot better, actually. There was a 55-ish% chance that you're going to get Surfer. There was a 27% chance you're going to get various amounts of Gorr, and there was a 18% chance you get various amounts of Gladiator, which is why there is probably a good portion, a good percentage of the gaming community of Marvel Strike Force that does have Gladiator because we've had more shots at Gladiator. But then if we go look at the Thanos one, they've done a step back. I have no idea why they would do this. They went the right direction earlier, but now 75% chance to get Surfer, 11.6% chance to get Thanos. The argument could be maybe these orbs are the release method for Gladiator, but not for Gorr Thanos, which is why they're giving less Thanos in this situation. I don't think I would like that. I don't think these should be the release method for any character. Sorry, losing my voice here. We have an 8.5% chance of Gorr, and then we have a 5% chance of Gladiator. So there's still more shots to get Gladiator. They do have a pity system for these orbs, right? They do have the milestones. We can go check out the Gladiator one. You can see I have 240,000 points, but this account has been top 10 every single day. No, this account actually has spent money on these as well. I'm not sure if it bought these orbs, but I did buy a couple Gorr orbs to test them. The other account spent no money, has 220 shards, so it was a lucky lottery winner. I understand what they're saying when they're talking about these being like a pity timer and being pretty good, but let's count it out. Like, if you got 0 Gladiator because you just had the world's worst luck, but you got as many orbs as this account did, you'd have 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22 Gladiator shards, which means you have to make up the other 80. Sure, we've had a lot of orbs, but some people can have really bad luck. It is not acceptable that the event hasn't started yet. People that bought Gladiator, myself included on this account, We've had enough of the advantage. You literally cannot compete in Arena if you don't have a Gladiator. Crucible, if you don't have him, you cannot protect your Skrull against Cabal like other people. Like the advantage has already happened. It's been enough. So the release timeline of these characters is crazy. The design of these characters, I think, might piss me off more than anything else. And the way they seemingly have come into the game, bugged to high hell. This team, the IP behind this team, feels so hyped. It feels so cool. There's freaking Silver Surfer, one of the most iconic Marvel characters of all time. He got shafted so hard on this to the point where he gets benched on the team before Ultimate does. And I don't care that he doesn't make the team in Arena. That's fine. Let Arena have at least some theory crafting. That's cool. But outside the team, he's still getting the first person thrown off. He doesn't do anything interesting with speed, so he's still easily controllable by old meta. Sure, he can do damage if he gets an attack off, but if he gets an attack off, it feels super bad. I really dislike how they handled Surfer. Ultimus, I don't have the same affinity other people have for Ultimus. He's a no-name to me. He's always been no-name. He was a trophy character. I was okay with him just being a trophy character, but I'm also really okay with what they did to him here. He was definitely a winner when it comes to this team. He can one-shot lots of tanks. He's a lot of fun. He's great in Dark Dimension. That's great. Gladiator was the first Annihilator to be released. He was also a big winner. Once again, I don't really have an affinity for this team, so maybe I'm biased in my disdain for the design of this team. But Gladiator came in. If you didn't have Gladiator, you were not competing in Arena against people that did have Gladiator. In Crucible, you could pair him with Surfer, Ultimus, throw a Skrull in there, and all of a sudden Cabal was starting to struggle with Skrull. Hey, you could throw Dorm in as the fifth and make it even more of a struggle session. Very, very powerful. I felt annoyed that one character's passive was countering one of the second best Crucible team in the game, but it's okay. Right? There's still ways to get around that. We figure that out. Then came Gorr. Possibly one of the most iconic villains in Marvel Strike Force. One of the coolest comic arcs ever, where he's just obliterating gods, where it takes 3 different Thors from 3 different timelines to take him down, where people are dying left, right, and center. We don't talk about the Thor Love and Thunder movie, okay? That was not Gorr. That was Christian Bale being stuck in a bunker for like 3 months, so he got super pale, almost translucent. That was a horrible movie. The way Gorr looks, beautiful. His animations, awesome. His damage, trash. His focus, when he's with his full team, seemingly good, up to 1,000 when he's with his full team, right? But you're probably not going to use Surfer with him. Has a hard time pulling things off a character like, say, Black Knight, right? Can't be blocked and is unavoidable on his ultimate. That's cool. But he can get resisted. And he very often does, because you're very rarely going to be using the full Annihilator team on something like that. Feels bad. Takes the revives off. Cool, but we have a lot of characters that do that. It's still a cool little feather in his cap, though. Lots of ability blocks. He seems like a glorified ability block and battlefield stealer. He also does ability blocks on his passive, and of course he clears battlefield effects on his ultimate. The battlefield effects don't really seem to be working very well, because it's not stopping the Mark of Mephisto's effects, apparently. It's just hiding the icon that the Mark of Mephisto is active, so that's great. His basic steel start. He's just like a glorified charge and ability block right now until they fix the battlefield effect, which is a cool thing that he can do, but his damage is so lacking. I get that he's a controller. You know who else is a controller? Old Man Logan's a controller. Daken is a controller. Daken's damage puts Gorr to shame, and he doesn't have those new stats, and he's not part of the Arena team. And Old Man Logan is supposed to do all the lifting for that team anyway, but Daken shreds people to pieces. Gorr, even at this size, 6 red stars, crimson geared, not doing very much. That makes me sad. And then there's Thanos, who was released today. 6 red stars, crimson geared. He's supposed to be one of the most interesting characters. I wanted Gorr to have his kit, by the way. As soon as I saw the 2 kits, I was like, this shit should be swapped. You don't even have to change things thematically, really. Like, Gorr can slice people in half. Thanos stopping battlefield effects, doing ability blocks. He already had his Infinity Gauntlet saga. He's had his time in the sun. He shouldn't be the spotlight of the team. Maybe he's not. We're going to see some footage in a second. But his passive, where he does a decay effect, bypassing things like Safeguard, reducing the positive effects by a certain amount of turns. His ultimate, which is the biggest letdown, he's going to clear all negative effects. He's going to gain offense up. 207 piercing damage with his insane damage stats. Also playing defense down and removing all kinds of buffs. Should be really good. Let's go put it to the test. Let's go check out some arena. So I'll do the arena attacks here. I'm not doing this live. This was recorded already. My voice was bad during it, as it is kind of bad now. So let's go ahead and redo it. But I'm going to attack C Dang here. You can see he's got 5 stars on the new Annihilators. And then he's got Mephisto and Apocalypse at their usual levels. Mephisto, 5 red stars, gear to 19. Apocalypse, 3 diamonds, gear to 19. And I'm going to bring in Thanos. And we're going to watch this because I thought this was super interesting. Also, this is the new arena, by the way, the new arena meta. So get used to this. If you have Mephisto, if you don't have Mephisto, it'll still be the 3 Annihilators with Apocalypse, and it'll probably be Skrull or Old Man Logan. In that case, maybe it'll be Kang. Kang is a really good character to help push Gladiator. Maybe I'll make a video on that if you guys want, but I hate arena. Anyway, the enemy Apocalypse doesn't push my Gladiator low enough. My Gladiator has an additional star on top of this Gladiator, so my Thanos will actually push this Gladiator, which is great. Also, Mephisto as a raider helps a lot. And because Gladiator got pushed by the attack from Thanos, he does get, or Thanos, by Apocalypse. Apocalypse does get the speed bar, and he's going to annihilate the Gladiator. This is great. I'm in good shape. I'm looking fantastic now, right? Gorr is going to go ahead and take that and mark a Mephisto away. Well, seemingly. He takes the icon away. Is the effect still in play? I don't know. I just don't care to look anymore. I'm pretty sure Thanos is broken here, by the way. Thanos, no matter how many times you try and special Apocalypse, will not gain trauma. The Thanos passive reads that the Annihilator allies cannot gain trauma, but I think it is also being applied to all allies on the team in Arena. I could be wrong, but that is my understanding of the situation. I know I have offense down. I also have offense up. And this Thanos has 75,000% focus. Not percent, sorry. 75,000 focus, which is a lot. I'm going through the kit real quick again on Thanos just to make sure. Enemies cannot get immunity. This character and all Annihilator allies cannot gain trauma. So yeah, Apocalypse should still be able to gain trauma, as should Mephisto in this case. I digress. So we're doing some good damage on the team. Obviously, this is a free win for me. I'm going to ability block the enemy Apocalypse now. I think he's about to do his empowered attack anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we push the enemy Thanos. He strips all our stuff. This is a 5 red star enemy Thanos. He had offense up. It did no damage to me, but it did take my effects off, so that's something, right? And then we're going to keep going, and let me just fast forward this a bit because the video is going a little bit longer than I wanted to anyway. Our Thanos did get ability block, which doesn't help our situation. We'll fast forward a little bit more. Margaret Mephisto is in play. All right, it's our Thanos' turn. Please note the buffs on the enemy team right now. Please note that my Thanos is 6 red stars, 700,000 powered, crimson gear. And when he does his ultimate, he's going to clear debuffs and he's going to gain offense up. So he does have offense up during this attack. Enemy Thanos does not have defense up. Enemy Gorr does not have defense up. They're both 5 red stars. And check this out. You know, it kind of just makes me mad watching it again. The word resist doesn't pop up. So I'm not sure if it's a resist. I'm not sure how the game files are going to work when it comes to this new decay effect. Is this even something that can be resisted? If not, like, I mean, we've been told that it's something that can be resisted. But why does the word resist not pop up when that is the case then? So here we go again. And let's keep an eye on Mephisto. So he doesn't have defense down. He does have defense up. He does have death proof and a rejuvenation. Let's see if we peel some stuff off of Mephisto. I know we didn't peel anything off of Gorr or the other Thanos. So we ult. Go ahead and hit the button, Past Dorky. You can do it. We didn't land defense down on the Thanos. We did strip some from Mephisto, and we did get defense down on him. So Thanos did some stuff to Mephisto, but not to the other Annihilators who he has a full star on. I go ahead and I do the other matchup. I now do it against Showtime with his 6 red star Thanos and 5 red star Gorr and Gladiator. Same thing with his Mephisto and Apocalypse. By the way, I really like Mephisto as a Raider for Arena. Special crit seems really nice, but I do have him as a purple striker for everywhere else. Just throwing that out there. So the match starts the exact same way. Literally the exact same way. So let's see what happens here. And then we cannot stun. We can't get trauma on this Thanos because that's just part of the kit. So that makes sense. By the way, this exposed mechanic is really cool. Getting the energy there, it feels really good. It feels really great. I don't want to poop on the team entirely. I'm very pissed off that Gorr is trash and that Thanos is seemingly broken, and that the release method is definitely polarizing the community. And I feel like I've been used because I was told, and we can check this out again, because I was told that it is not the release method, and then it seems the player's voice was told something completely different, which is, I mean, that's kind of it's kind of tilting, man. It's kind of tilting that it seems like they were told this is a new release method they're trying, but we were told, and we were told in public places, like on Twitch chat, that no, these are supplementary. Anyway, let's see this Thanos ult again. So we have, let's do a quick count on the buffs. All right, Gorr he already has defense down, so he's gonna have his resistance check should be even easier. He's got 1 safeguard, 3 death proof. Thanos, 1 safeguard, a taunt, 3 death proof, an offense up. Apocalypse, 3 death proof, offense up, and speed up. And then Mephisto has safeguard, 2 turns of offense up, 3 turns of death proof. So what we should see here is we should see all of their buffs disappear, except they should each keep 1 death proof. That's what I would expect from the offense up Thanos at 6 red stars with 75,000 focus. Let me say that again. 75,000 focus. I will show you his focus here in a second. So let's see that ultimate. For the love of God. Literally nothing. The ultimate pulled literally nothing. It feels like a scam. I feel like I'm being scammed. This is that same Thanos, by the way. With his focus, 77,539. I don't know, guys. I feel everything about this patch has felt like trash. Except the Orcus raids. The Orcus raids feel really good. I hope the Orcus team doesn't let us down like this team is. Because the Orcus team looks great on paper. They look like they'd be a really fun team. They have a sore spot for Kestrel for sure, but I think you just use them on offense, or you find ways to just survive through a Kestrel's first turn so she's no longer charged, or you take her charge away with Gorr. Oh my god, Gorr with the Orchids. I'm so salty about Gorr sucking. This is concerning because these characters should not be this bad. They shouldn't be bugged. Is Thanos bugged? I can't even tell if Thanos is bugged. I don't know because it doesn't show. Like when Apocalypse when I was trying to stun the Apocalypse there, I didn't see the word resist at all. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the part where it's Thanos' turn. Do we see the word resist here on the enemy Apocalypse? Does he have a phantom? No, he shouldn't have immunity because he's already done his first attack. So do we see the word resist here? Oh yeah, that's where I was showing the passive, I think. Yeah. So you can see in arena, this character and all Annihilator allies cannot gain trauma. So it's just Annihilators. That's at the bottom of the text there. So I'm going to go ahead and use the special. Do we see the word resist at least? I didn't see the word resist. Am I crazy? There's no resist. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. How do you feel about Annihilators? How do you feel about this ridiculous back and forth with what the hell is going on with their free-to-play release method? Shadow Dimension is supposed to be next week, but there's going to be some people with shitty luck that don't have Gladiator. There just is. How do you feel about Gorr? Do you like Gorr? How do you feel about Thanos after seeing this? Are you excited? Are you coring for Thanos after you see this? What the hell can we expect from these teams' functionality and release going forward? Marvel Strike Force is doing a lot of good things, a lot of great things. The open all is good. The rearranging of store things that they're doing is good. The fact that people are getting a lot of purple ISO, so Odin's not going to be as exclusive, is good. The Orcus raids feel good, like we can theory craft our way through it. I know there's some super fun stuff coming very soon. This, people always remember the worst things. You can't have a single team be this bad. They can't be this exclusive with Gladiator basically just holding them together by the skin of his teeth, running events for them. And then on the other side of things, they're so poorly coded, I guess. Why is Thanos getting resisted? Why doesn't Gorr properly remove battlefield effects? This is going too long. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk soon. Bye for now.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.